First lesson, a letter to God. Lencho is a hard-working farmer. He expects rain for a good harvest. Rain starts but turns into a hailstorm. His crops get destroyed. Family faces hunger. He writes a letter to God asking for 100 pesos. Postmaster and colleagues collect 70 pesos and send it. Lencho receives the letter but finds only 70 pesos. Thinks post office employees stole the rest. Writes another letter asking God not to send money via post office, as he called them bunch of crooks. Now the second chapter, Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was born on 18 July 1918, 10 May 1994. Inaugural ceremony of the first black president of South Africa. International leaders and citizens celebrate freedom. Air show with fighter jets and helicopters. Apartheid system in the early 20th century. White supremacy introduced racial discrimination. Dark skinned people suffered greatly. So the freedom struggle started. Many people fought and sacrificed for human rights. Mandela expresses gratitude to those who didn't live to see the victory. Mandela's courage and beliefs. Courage is overcoming fear, not the absence of fear. People are the greatest asset of the country. Two responsibilities of every human: duty towards family, duty towards society. Mandela's realization: freedom was an illusion for black people, joined African National Congress ANC to fight for rights, becomes first black president, leads South Africa to democracy, believes oppressor and oppressed are both prisoners. Message: true freedom means equality for all. Now, the next chapter, his first flight. Young seagull is afraid to fly. His siblings fly confidently. He lacks the courage to trust his wings. Parents try to encourage him. They scold and taunt him, call him a coward, threaten to leave him hungry if he doesn't try. Seagull is left alone, feels isolated and hungry, tries to seek attention from his family. Mother notices him. She is withering a fish to eat. He cries out, hoping she will help. Mother comes towards him with the fish but stops midway. Seagull, maddened by hunger, dives towards the fish. He forgets his fear and starts flying, realizes he can actually fly. Family celebrates his first flight. They cheer and dance around him. Seagull gains confidence. He also floats on the sea, overcoming his fear. Now, the next chapter, Black Aeroplane. Pilot is happy and excited. Flying from Paris to London at night. Dreams about a holiday with family. Fantasizes about a delicious breakfast upon landing. Sees dark storm clouds ahead. Sign of danger. Should have turned back to Paris for safety. Takes a risky decision. Wants to reach London quickly. Flies straight into the storm. Plane loses control. Everything goes dark. Instruments stop working. Low fuel creates panic. Mysterious black aeroplane appears. A pilot signals him to follow, guides him safely out of the storm. Pilot sees light and lands safely. Black aeroplane disappears. Mystery at the control room. Pilot asks about the other plane. The lady says His was the only plane in the sky. Shocking realization. Who was the mystery pilot? Was it real or a miracle? Now, the next chapter from the diary of Anne Frank. Anne feels lonely, surrounded by family and friends, but has no true friend. Decides to write her feelings in a diary. Names her diary Kitty. Wants to share her emotions, not just facts. Writes about her background, family history, early childhood and schooling, migration to Netherlands. Describes present day events, result day at school. Students are nervous and making bets. NA is confident about her results. Relationship with teachers. Good with all except her math teacher, Mr. Kissing. Punishment for talking too much. Mr. Kissing gives her essays assignment on odd topics. First topic, chatterbox. She writes wittily. More essay punishments. Writes humorously, saying she inherited the habit from her mother. Final essay is a satirical poem. Mr. Kissing changes, stops punishing her, accepts Anne's playful nature. Lesson: writing is a powerful way to express emotions. Next chapter, a baker from Goa. Goa's Portuguese influence. Elders recall the Portuguese rule. Bakers, known as padders, were important then and still are today. Traditional baking continues. Mixers, molders, furnaces still in use. Profession passed down to sons of bakers. The baker's daily routine. The thud of the bamboo stick announces the baker's arrival. Children run to him eagerly, without brushing or washing. Maidservants collect loaves. Children choose bread bangles. Importance of bakery in Goan culture. Bowl, sweet bread, is part of marriage gifts. Cakes and bolinhas. Coconut cookies are eaten at festivals. Sandwiches are prepared at engagement ceremonies. Baker's traditional attire. Earlier, knee length frock called kabai. Later, short shirts with slightly shorter trousers. Baker's payment system. Bills collected at the end of the month. Baking as a profitable profession keeps families happy and prosperous. Now, the next chapter, Kurg. Location of Kurg. Hill station in Karnataka, Western Ghats, located between Bangalore and Mangalore. Best time to visit: September to March. Famous for coffee plantations and spices. Rainforests cover 30% of the area. People of Kurg, Kudavas, brave warriors, allowed to keep firearms without a license. Women are known for their beauty, follow unique customs different from mainstream Hindus, marry within their community. Ancestry of Kodavas, believed to be of Greek or Arabic descent. Alexander's soldier may have settled here. Traditional dress, kupia, similar to Arab kufia. River Kaveri and wildlife. River Kaveri originates from Kurg. Mahasir fish found in the river. Animals and birds. Kingfisher, langurs, squirrels, and elephants. Adventure activities for tourists. River rafting, canoeing, rappelling. Mountain biking, rock climbing, trekking. Wildlife spotting. Macaques, Malabar squirrels, langurs, slender lorries. Major tourist attractions: Brahmagiri Hills, Nisargdhama Island, Belakopi Tibetan settlements. Now, experience of Kurg offers a blend of nature, adventure, and culture. Represents India's diversity. Now, the next chapter, Tea from Assam. Introduction to Tea. The story is about the history and discovery of tea. Train journey to Assam. Friends Pranjal and Rajveer travel to Pranjal's hometown. Tea vendor offers them freshly made tea. They join others in drinking tea. Scenic beauty. Pranjal reads a detective book. Rajveer enjoys the view of green paddy fields and tea plantation. Excitement versus familiarity. Rajveer is excited to see tea plantation for the first time. Pranjal is not as excited since he grew up in Assam, known as tea country. Rajveer shares tea's history. Tea dates back to 2700 BC, first consumed in China, reached Europe in the 16th century, popular in Europe for medicinal properties. Stories of tea discoveries. Chinese emperor discovered tea when leaves fell into his boiling water. Buddhist monk used tea to stay awake. Arrival in Assam. Pranjal's parents received them, pass by a cattle bridge and a truck carrying tea leaves. Second sprouting season. Rajveer identifies it, showing his knowledge. Pranjal's father is impressed by Rajveer's study on tea. Now, the next chapter, Mishbil the Otter. Journey to Basra. The author and his friend travel to Basra. Author wants to domesticate an otter as he feels lonely after losing his pet dog. Getting an otter. Friends suggest getting an otter from the marshes of river Tigris, which is in Iraq. Friends leaves. Friends leaves. Author waits for his mail. Two Arabs bring an otter in a sack as a gift from his friend. Names the otter Mijbil or Mij. Mij settles in. Covered in mud, takes a month of cleaning to reveal actual color. Loves playing with water and even learns to open the tap. Now, flight to London. British Airlines don't allow animals, so he books another flight. Mitch must be carried in a box. Before the flight, Mitch damages the inner lining of the box, causing blood to drip out. Rushes to the airport, barely makes it in time. Chaos on the plane. Air hostess allows Mitch box on the author's lap. As soon as he opens the box, Mitch escapes, causing panic among passengers. Lady climbs on her seat. The author gets covered in curry. Air hostess helps catch Mitch. Life in London. Mitch loves playing with ping pong balls, marbles, and damaged suitcase. Goes on walks with the author. People's reactions in London. People guess Mitch is a seal, squirrel, or even a hippo. Funniest reaction. A laborer asks, "What is that supposed to be?" The author and Mitch develop a deep bond. Shows how animals can be playful, intelligent, and full of surprises. Now, the next chapter, Madam Rides the Bus. Introduction to Wali. 8-year-old girl with no friends to play with. Loves watching the street from her house. Fascinated by the bus passing through her village every hour. Developing the desire to ride the bus. Watches the new passengers each time. Wants to travel by bus herself. Starts gathering information from neighbors. Planning the trip. Learns the bus fare 30 paise one way, 60 paise round trip. Learns the duration 45 minutes one way, 1.5 hours round trip. Saves money by resisting candy, peppermint, and merry-go-round. Plans to sneak out during her mother's afternoon nap. Now, Wali's bus journey. Takes the bus during less busy hours. refuses help from the conductor or passengers. The conductor jokingly calls her madam, stands on her seat to see outside, gets annoyed when others treat her as a child. She enjoys the sight of a running cow on the road. Arrival at the town. Refuses to get down as she is scared to go alone. Returns on the same bus. Tragic incident. On the way back, sees the same cow lying dead. Shocked at how life can suddenly turn into death. Sits silently for the rest of the journey. Now returning home, finds her mother and aunt talking about the outside world. Agrees with her mother, leaving them astonished. Aunt calls her a nose poking child. Only Wali knows about her secret bus ride. Now, the next chapter, the sermon at Banaras. Prince Siddhartha Gautam's early life. Born to a royal family in North India, named Siddhartha Gautam, sent away to study Hindu scriptures at the age of 12, married a princess and had a son, lived a royal life for 10 years. Siddhartha's realization. On a hunting trip, Siddhartha saw a sick man, an aged man, a funeral procession, a monk begging for alms. These experiences made him realize the pain and suffering in the world. Siddhartha's decision to seek spiritual knowledge left the royalty to seek higher spiritual knowledge, attained salvation, and began preaching. First sermon at Banaras. Gave his first sermon in Banaras. He met Kissa Gautami, who was grieving over the death of her son. Kissa Gautami searched for a solution. Kissa Gautami searched for a medicine to bring her son back to life. People thought she had lost her senses. She was directed to Lord Buddha for help. Buddha's instruction to Kissa Gautami. Buddha told her to find mustard seeds. The mustard seeds must come from a house that has never seen death. Kissa Gautami's realization. Kissa Gautami searched many houses but could not find a suitable one. She realized that everyone faces death and no one is free from it. Grief and sorrow only increases pain and deteriorate health. Buddha's teachings. Buddha taught that grief increases suffering. A wise person should accept the reality of life and not grieve over it. Only by understanding the nature of life, one can be happy and blessed. Now, the last chapter, the proposal. Lomov's arrival at Chukobov's house. Lomov arrives in evening attire. Chukobov is surprised and asks about the occasion. Lomov's request. Lomov wants to marry Natalia. Chukobov gets excited and goes to call Natalia. Lomov's characteristics. 35-year-old suffers from palpitation. Nervous and thinks marriage is the right decision. Natalia arrives. Lomov starts the conversation, mentions Oxen Meadows. Argument over property. Lomov says it is his, Natalia disagrees. Argument escalates. Chukobov enters and heats the argument. Lomov suffers from palpitation and numb foot and is thrown out. Natalia regrets. Chukobov reveals that Lomov had come to propose her. Natalia regrets sending him out and asks her father to bring him back. Lomov returns. Natalia tries to change the subject, talking about shooting. The conversation turns to dogs. Argument over dogs. Natalia thinks Squeezer is better than Guess. Argument escalates again. Chukobov enters and makes the situation worse. Lomov suffers from palpitation again and collapses. Lomov's collapse. Natalia and Chukobov try to revive Lomov. Declare Lomov dead but he regains consciousness. Marriage proposal finalized. Chukobov gives his blessing and tells Lomov and Natalia to kiss. Lomov, still confused, kisses Natalia's hand. Final argument. Natalia manipulates Lomov into admitting Squeezer is better than Guess. Lomov refuses and arguing continues. Revisiting these words regularly will help you retain them effortlessly. Hope you enjoyed learning with me. Thank you.